Hey, cutie pies, I'm Lanikia, and you're watching What Happened on the Soaps. This is the Young and the Restless edition. Okay, guys, today is Monday, August the 8th, 2022. And let's get right into it. I'm sorry in advance. Mila is here, so you might hear her in the background. I'm sorry about that. All right. So we see Okay. So we see Chance, Victoria, as well as Nick. Chance is not buying this story. So he's come to Nick and Victoria to try to give them a chance to come clean. Come clean with what they know. He realizes that they had nothing to do with moving Ashlyn's body, but that Victor did. So he's just telling them, come clean with your suspicions that, someone else helped you with this. But of course they stand strong and they say they didn't. They don't know anything except for what they told. And then we see that Chance tells them, I walked the path that Ashlyn would have had to walk for him to go to his car. It was too far. Like with everything that he was going through, it's no way he could have done it. But Victoria says, well, maybe the adrenaline was going, and he was able to do it. Chen says he doesn't think so. And so Nick says, just get to the point. What do you think? He says he thinks their father was involved in it. And they said, we don't know, but we doubt it. We think Ashlyn just walked away. And Nick says, we told you everything we knew that night. And Chance says, that's a weird way to phrase it. And I know people are going to be like, well, he said, we told you everything we knew that night. And I'm like, well, you could look at it as he's phrasing it like everything we knew that night we told you, or he could be saying, yeah, that night when it happened, we told you everything. Does that make sense? But anyways, Chance took it exactly how Nick meant it, to double and the double phrase. So then we see Nikki and Victor, and she says, every time, I'm not going to hold you long on this, guys. Oh, I'm sorry. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give it a 7. Well, an 8. It's 7.5. She says, why do you always look so happy when you talk about Ashlyn, like you did something or whatever? And it is, he did what he did, but Nikki is not, Victor is not telling Nikki what happened, but she is concerned, and Nikki is not dumb. She's figured this out. So anyway, she tells him, okay, so, you just look so happy, like you got rid of Ashlyn. He said, no, my baby. Ashlyn died in the car, and I'm just happy he's out of our lives now. She is happy about that. But anyways, God, I'm not gonna hold you on that long. Nikki's just suspicious of Victor, and then he says Chance wants to meet with him, and she said, he's persistent. I said, already, Nikki, I already know what's about to go down. Y'all, we see Kyle and Summer, and there she tells him she pitches him her mom a job at Marquetti. At first he was like, what? But then she went to telling about Phyllis's qualifications, and he was like, you know what? I can't knock that. She is qualified to take over that position. And she let him know that like Phyllis has received an offer, and it was a nice offer for the hotel. And the hotel practically runs itself. And so they were like, yeah. Now, I don't see Phyllis going to work for Marchetti while she still has the Grand Phoenix. Like, she's going to end up having to sell the hotel because it doesn't make sense. That is a whole business. Anyways, she says, so she pitches it, and he says, yeah, I can't deny it. But then they both agreed that we're gonna have to put our mothers on probation, if one of them, if Phyllis does anything, she is out of here, and if Diane tries to provoke Phyllis, she's out. And they said, okay, let's talk to the parents. So while this is going on, Phyllis and Diane are speaking. Get some water. Water. Phyllis and Diane are speaking, right? And Diane is so smug and happy. She's coming over to Phyllis to use the gyms, and she's so smug and happy about, her life and how everything has turned out so great, and her job with Marchetti. And she's rubbing it in to Phyllis, and that's exactly what they were talking about. How Diane does provoke it, and then she'll hide her hands. But it don't take much to provoke Phyllis. That's my girl, but it doesn't take much. But anyways, so then Diane gets a text from Kyle, and she says, "Oh, Kyle wants to speak to me. It's probably about my job." She said, "I'm gonna leave you here lonely." And so then Phyllis is like, "Oh, really? Because from where I stand, the view is great. Everything is looking up." And she said, "Oh, that's Summer wanting to talk to me. I think it's gonna be great news or whatever." So Diane is already like, "Why are you so happy?" So then we see Summer talks to Phyllis, and she says, "Do I got the job?" And she's like, "Yes." So, but she tells Phyllis, like, "Listen, there's a probation period. You can't be going after Diane, because Phyllis was trying to make sister. Phyllis was trying to make these little jokes about Diane's gonna be working for me and this and that. And the Summer was like, but like sometimes Phyllis know when to let it go. Just like she sets herself up to be looked at, as a suspect. Like you're supposed to come into this like, oh, I'm so happy to be working with you, and not even mention Diane. But she just can't help herself, and that's so annoying to me, especially when that part of this is about Diane, but the major part of this is all about Jack. So, anyways, we then see Kyle speaks to Diane, and he tells her the same thing. And baby Diane goes off. She said, "You see, Phyllis is doing this is a plot from Phyllis to try to bring me down." And he said, "Even if it is, be the bigger person and don't let her do it." Like, he was like, "She can only bring you down if you let her." And he was like, and she's getting the same warning. Summer told Phyllis the same thing. So, like, both of y'all just got to play nice. So then we see Tracy and Jack. I love when Tracy's on here. We see Tracy and Jack, and she's just asking him about, you're so busy and you're making all this time with Harrison now. How is it going with the company and everything? And so then we see that, he's like, everything's good. Now this does set up for when he's supposed to ask Adam to come on. I don't know if it's going to be co-CEO or COO or whatever, but he's supposed to ask Adam to come on. Anyways, y'all, so then we see Tracy starts talking about Diane, and he says, "You're just asking a lot of questions." And she said, "I'm just asking, have you," because she said it's nice to see that Diane is trying to change. And that's when Jack says, "Yes, some people are trying to change, and they're trying, and it's all the more impressive when they do." And he says, "And some people just remain the same." He's talking about Diane and Phyllis. He's impressed by the change that Diane has made. So then, y'all, we see Nikki and Phyllis. And Phyllis says, "I'm in, girl." And Nikki said, "Yes." She said, "But they're going to be watching me." And Nikki said, "So you don't want to do it anymore?" She said, "Girl, please, I'm doing this." And I said, "Yes, Phyllis, but I don't want you to get in trouble and lose your job, because Nikki's good." Like, Nikki's good either way. But although if Phyllis sells that hotel to Lily, Phyllis will be good as well. So then Kyle and Summer talk, and she says, she let her mom know the ground rules. He said he let his mom know too. He said, but she said, "How does she take it?" And he was like, "She wasn't that hash." He was like, "I didn't know she was still had that pettiness in her about Phyllis. How did you not?" Okay, let's move on. But they both say, "Are we making a bad idea? And are we making a bad decision?" And Kyle says no, because they have to learn to get along. And if they can't get along or whatever, they're both out. So then we see Diane is so upset. Baby, she walks past Jack. Diane was upset if she walked past Jack. But anyway, she walked past Jack, and he's like, "Hello." Jack said, "I don't like to be ignored." But anyways, he was like, "Hello." And Diane was like, "Oh, I'm sorry." And then he said, "Something bothering you?" So she starts going off about Phyllis working at Marquetti. And he said, she was like, "It's just a ploy to try to take me down." And he said, "So what if it is? Don't fall for it." And so she's going off, and he says, "Diane, I know that look in your eyes. Don't let your insecurities about Phyllis get to you and everything." I said, "Well, why you couldn't tell Phyllis that?" But let's move on. So then we see Nick and Victoria speak, and she says, "Oh, Gosh, Chance won't let this go. But she says he's related to Abby, though, so he should. And Nick said Chance is not going to just let this go because he married Abby and she's our sister. He's an upstanding moral guy. And Dad was wrong for trying to cover this up. And she says, all you had to do was not, you wouldn't even notice if you just stopped asking Dad questions. But no, you had to know or whatever. And he was like, Victoria, you needed to know this, because she said she wished she didn't know. She didn't care nothing about Ashley, y'all. So she said, I wish I didn't know. I'm glad he's dead. That's what I heard. That's what I heard. And so Nick was just like, you needed to know this. Dad can't control our lives like this. And I said, well, Nick, why did you come back with the company? You know how your dad is. Why did you come back with the company or whatever? And Victoria was just like, he was trying to protect us. And he was like, don't you see a problem with that? No, she does not, Nick. She does not. Look what she did to Ashlyn just to get her dad's approval. Ashlyn was leaving town. He was going away, but she just had to get her father's approval and let him know, I'm as ruthless as you, Daddy. He does, and Victor doesn't mind that you killed Ashlyn, and Victor was happy to go ahead and dump that body. Let's move on. So then we see Chance and Victor together, right? And they're talking and everything. And Chance just tells Victor, the math is not mathing, and I think you had something to do with it. And Victor is just like, you could think it, but oh well. And y'all, that was the Young and the Restless today, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And thank you so much for watching. I will see you tomorrow with a new episode of What Happened on the Soaps, the Young and the Restless edition.